G'day, Tim Braden from Nine, mate. I suppose just following on from the weekend, like it was such an impressive performance, and you guys were able to bring the pressure. How do you replicate that, and given that you have given yourselves a small chance to get into the finals, and just make sure it's not a blip on the radar, I guess, and you go back to maybe some poorer habits.
Yeah, that's something we've spoken about this morning and yesterday in our reviews. We need to be more consistent with our effort and our pressure across the board. That's been, one of the things this year that have cost us important games. We know we can bring it, and it's just about doing that consistently. We speak about it all the time here, and we see plenty of vision of, when we don't do it. So, it's just about bringing it week in, week out.
Was there something you did differently leading into the game, or the way you broke down the opposition heading into it?
Yeah, I think we had a really good preview. We know what type of footy Sydney like to play, that contested sort of brand. They're moving the ball a little bit differently, trying to, really pierce that corridor. So that was a bit of a heavy focus going into the game. But, certainly something we spoke about was just bringing the heat and the energy around the contest, and we felt like we did that.
Tim, I'm just wondering, obviously there's been some anticipation that, Dan Hannebery might get a call up finally to play a game with you guys. I'm sure he would love that. What's been the feeling about him in the group? And I imagine that you would really support him if that were to happen in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. We know all the issues Hannah's had this year with his body. It's been, I'm sure frustrating for him, and us as players would just love to see him healthy and back out there playing. And it was good to see him get through the weekends. They had a bit of a scratch match there, and he was able to get through that unscathed and played some good footy. So, always, he'll have to train well on Thursday, prove that he's fit and ready, and it'll be exciting if he comes in.
Following on from that, what's he been like at training? I guess we haven't seen him play much in recent years. Does he still have that spark about him and the skill set that we all know he does have?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's contrast when he's out there training, that, the intensity and just what he brings around the footy, and, he's really strong, in tight, clean, and that's something that we've probably lacked a little bit this year. And just his ball use as well, he's really composed with the footy, so and that's what he brings at training, and he hasn't certainly lost any of that. So, we're excited if he gets through training on Thursday and puts his hand up, then hopefully he comes in.
And as a group, how do you help a player like that when he does spend so long on the sidelines? What do you guys do just to keep his spirits high and I guess, just try to help him as much as possible?
Yeah, well, he's an ultimate professional. He knows. He carries himself very well, and I guess us as players are just there to support him. If you need someone to talk to, there's always someone there. But he's an ultimate professional. He knows what he has to do, and he's got plenty of good people around him at the club that support him in that way.
Yeah, and disappointing news about James Frawley. How's he holding up knowing that his season's over?
Yeah, a bit of a disappointing one for Chipper. Had surgery yesterday, I think it was, and all went well. But he tried, and he's a tough character. Wanted to be out there and playing, but unfortunately the shoulder just wouldn't let him. So he went in yesterday to have surgery, and all went well. So, but he'll be back amongst the group, and giving the boys plenty of spark.
Does he want to play on next year?
Not too sure. That's something that the club and Chips will sit down and discuss. I'm sure anyone that'd like to play footy for as long as they can. I'll leave that one up to the people who are employed to do that stuff.
Cool, thanks for that.
Hi Tim, just on James, what has he brought to the club this year? Obviously, he's got a wealth of experience across the game. What has he brought to the Saints this year?
Yeah, exactly. I think just that, he probably hasn't been out there as much as what he'd liked, and just due to injury. But off the field, he's just, a bloke that's been there and won a premiership, and just the experience. He's worked really closely with our, young key defenders, done a really good job there. And, I guess just what it's like to be in a environment that is successful like he was at Hawthorn, and just bringing some of that across, and the energy, and just sparking up the boys at training, and making it a professional environment.
Tim, do you know how Paddy's Achilles is going? Paddy Ryder, is that improving at all?
Yeah, I think it's improving a little bit. He's still got some tests and that he's got to do during the week. But yeah, fingers crossed he can get through training on Thursday and come back in and give Rowe a big roll, chop out in the ruck.
And just while we're talking about players, Tim King, how's he with that groin issue?
Yeah, I think he's going okay. Yeah, he was in this morning, did a bit of work with our physios and was out on the track having a bit of a run around. So again, he'll have to get through training on Thursday. But yeah, it looks positive.
And mate, has Rats sort of brought up this 22-year hoodoo down at Gideon Park? Is that something he's discussed, and how you're going to go about toppling that?
Yeah, 22 years is a long time, but he's also spoke about we don't play too much footy down there often. But yeah, I think it's something that we'll speak about in the lead up, that it's a great opportunity for us. It's a game, that we do need to win to keep our finals hope alive. So it's going to be an important one, and we'll speak about, pretty similar to what we spoke about leading into the Sydney game, to be energised and bring the pressure to give us a good chance to win the game.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.